This is Earth. No, seriously. This is it. We're all on this rock, suspended in space, hurtling around the sun. Well, yeah, we know that. But what if it wasn't quite like that? What if our home planet was very familiar yet thoroughly different? Here, the Atlantic Ocean laps gently against the Golden Gate Bridge. Or does it? You can't really tell. There aren't any coasts anymore. Sea level has risen so much that the entire eastern seaboard of the United States has been entirely submerged. And it's not alone. Coastlines around the world have vanished beneath the waves. So here's the question. How would the United States look if the ocean covered every inch of its land? Sometime in the future, perhaps not even that distant, our planet will experience a runaway climate catastrophe. Okay, sorry. It's not supposed to be that dramatic. But in all likelihood, sea levels around the world will rise, causing all kinds of problems for humans. It's not hard to see why. Both the Arctic and Antarctic ice caps are melting at an alarming rate. If the entire Greenland ice cap were to melt, global sea levels would rise by around 20 feet. And while they likely won't melt anytime soon, they eventually will. So what then? What happens when the world is fully submerged? What would the United States look like? Well, let's just say it wouldn't look the same. Zoom in on the western United States. Gone is the rugged coastline of California, the towering redwood forests swallowed by the sea. In their place are scattered islands and atolls, remnants of the former landscape. In this new world, Los Angeles is a distant memory, nothing more than a myth whispered by the waves. The Grand Canyon, once a majestic chasm carved by the Colorado River, is now a thing of beauty beneath the waves, a coral reef rising from its depths. The same fate has befallen the Great Lakes. Once a series of freshwater lakes second only to the oceans themselves, now they too belong to the fish. Only the Rocky Mountains remain dry land, their snow-capped peaks offering a momentary reprieve from the endless water before they too succumb to the relentless waves. Further east, the Central Plains states are long gone, submerged beneath the rising waters. Kansas, Nebraska, and Iowa, once the heartland of America, now part of a watery expanse that stretches as far as the eye can see. The Mississippi River, once the lifeblood of the region, is now a tributary of the mighty Mississippi Delta, which itself is but a shadow of its former self. New Orleans, once a vibrant city, now lies in ruins, a haunting reminder of a bygone era. But it's the eastern states that tell the most tragic tale. The bustling metropolis of New York City is now a thing of the past. Its iconic skyline, replaced by a watery grave, the Empire State Building, once a symbol of human achievement, now stands as a sad testament to our hubris. Even the Statue of Liberty has been claimed by the sea, her torch extinguished forever. On the East Coast, Boston, once a cradle of American history, is now a watery grave. The Freedom Trail, once a path to freedom, is now a trail beneath the sea. Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, is gone, erased from existence by the rising tides. The White House, the Capitol Building, and the Lincoln Memorial are all nothing more than distant memories. And finally, there's Miami, the Magic City, once a glittering jewel of the Southeast. Now, it's a sunken ruin, its beaches and boardwalks claimed by the ever-encroaching sea. The neon lights of South Beach are extinguished, replaced by the eerie glow of bioluminescent plankton. The Art Deco architecture of its famous Ocean Drive is now home to colorful coral formations. The luxurious hotels and trendy restaurants have become artificial reefs, providing new habitats for marine life. The only visitors to Miami now are scuba divers and marine biologists eager to explore the fascinating ruins of a bygone era. It's hard to imagine how humans could survive in such a world, how they could continue to exist in the face of such overwhelming odds. But they're a resilient species, humans. They've survived countless challenges throughout history, and they'll likely find a way to adapt to this new reality. Floating cities would likely become commonplace, marvels of engineering and design that allow humans to live and thrive on the water. Underwater habitats would be constructed, allowing people to explore the depths of the ocean in search of new resources and discoveries. Marine technologies would advance rapidly, leading to the development of new ways to harness the power of the sea. Humans would learn to farm seaweed and other aquatic plants for food, supplementing their diets and providing a sustainable source of nutrition. They'd develop new energy sources from the tides and currents, harnessing the power of the sea to generate electricity. They'd learn to build ships and submarines that could navigate the treacherous waters with ease, allowing them to travel safely and efficiently from one island to another. And who knows what other innovations they'd come up with. Perhaps they'd create new games and sports that take advantage of the aquatic environment, such as underwater basketball or floating city surfing. Maybe they'd even develop new forms of art that celebrate the beauty of the submerged world. Life would be hard, that much is certain, but humans are a tenacious species. They'll adapt and they'll survive. They always do. But what about nature? How would it fare in such a world? The marine ecosystem would likely thrive in the new environment. As the ocean covers more of the planet, the amount of marine life would increase. New species would evolve to take advantage of the changing environment.
Now, while existing species would adapt to the new conditions, the coral reefs would grow larger and more complex, becoming the new rainforests of the sea.
The open ocean would be filled with new life as fish and other marine animals migrate into the newly submerged areas. Even the birds and insects would adapt to the changing environment, evolving new ways to fly and navigate the world. But it's the terrestrial ecosystem that would suffer the most. As the ocean rises, many species would be wiped out entirely, unable to adapt to the changing environment. The forests would be drowned, the grasslands would be flooded, and the deserts would be turned into coral reefs. Only the animals and plants that could live in the new environment would survive. Even so, some species would find a way to thrive in the changing world. The alligators of the Florida Everglades would likely become the new apex predators of the sea, hunting fish and other marine animals with ease. The cockroaches of the world would likely find a way to survive, adapting to the new environment and continuing to thrive. And who knows what other surprises the natural world would hold? Perhaps new species would evolve that are perfectly adapted to the submerged world, creatures that we can't even imagine yet. In the end, it's hard to say exactly what would happen to nature in such a drastic new world. But one thing is certain: the world as we know it would cease to exist. Rising sea levels would have a profound impact on both humans and nature alike. While humans would be forced to adapt and change their way of life, nature would be forever altered. Entire ecosystems would be wiped out, while new ones would emerge. The world as we know it would end, but a new world would rise from the ashes. A world that is both strange and familiar, a world that is truly our own. Aqua Terra. So there you have it, folks. That's what the United States would look like if the ocean covered every inch of its land. A world without shores, a world without boundaries, a world that is both challenging and awe-inspiring. Who knows whether this future will ever come to pass? But it's always good to be prepared and to think about what we can do to protect our planet from the challenges that lie ahead. Thanks for watching.